Yosei does indeed bash Karsten to 3.
Feeling he's just going to grade a good here.
Seems reasonable.
6.
He doesn't have any Yoseis left, I guess.
5. I wrote down 5. I say 8. Why? No clue. Maybe I like the number. Okay.
Shadowed by Faith is wondering why these players are playing with unsleeved cards and they're in such good condition. The answer is?
The answer is the players ran around frantically this morning trying to find copies of the cards so they would be in good condition.
Yeah, they normally play in sleeves, but because of the sleeves glare on the cameras, we want to make sure the cards are easy to see at home over the internet. So we force them to play without sleeves, and we require them to bring unmarked copies of their cards to play.
So Tomohiro Kaji was looking around this morning for Llanowar elves. He had these really, beloved black bordered elves that are pretty easily identifiable.
Came out.
Yeah. Easily identifiable, and he was frantically searching for clean elves this morning.
And they do have to bring their own cards. These guys are winning plenty of money. You can afford a couple of 9th edition Llanowar elves. $35,000 to the winner.
Sure, they can afford to buy the original art for Llanowar elves. I mean, the loser doesn't go home with.
I think it's 23 grand.
Yeah, 23. So that's pretty nice prize here. Plus, there's all the attendant money that comes from the Player of the Year race.
Right.
The Pro Player Club. What does this do for Karsten as far as his level?
I'm not sure. You could look that up. Mori as well. I mean, they're both probably. We're already. Level 4-ish. Katsuhiro Mori does indeed play Greater Good.
Karsten 5, Mori 18.
Oh, Karsten's at 5. Okay. Yeah, I was curious as to why he had lost that 2 life for that land, because I thought he was untapping under Hikori. Anyway, 18 to 5.
Does he sack the Yosei here? Keep him locked down, or does he try to kill him next turn?
I don't know how he would get to kill him next turn.
Well, he attacks. Oh, he can't. He can't. He has to do it. He has to keep him locked down. He gets the trait. I'm forgetting that Frank Karsten, is going to untap and be able to do all the things that his deck does next turn.
Yes. Goryo's mentions it's in the graveyard.
Soul Survival is in hand.
Although Katsuhiro probably suspects that, but doesn't know that it's true. He knows there's a Hanakami in Frank's hand.
He can also say...
No, wait, he sent Hanakami to the graveyard. He knows there's a Yosei in Frank's hand.
Right.
Hey, getting a Yosei isn't that bad for Katsuhiro. And if Karsten plays out Yosei, Katsu gets to untap first.
Right, but if he draws 5 cards here, keeps Karsten tapped down for another turn, he's sure to find something.
How much mana does he have to summon that something with, though? Only 3? Maybe he comes up with a land off the Greater Good that he decides he wants to keep. I think I would lock him down here. I think I like your play. I like sack Yosei to Greater Good, draw 5, discard 3, lock down Karsten for another turn. Hopefully you come up with something like Land Hierarch and you can get a threat onto the table, but maybe you come up with another Yosei for next turn. Mori declines. Says go. Karsten gets to untap.
He could do a turn upkeep.
Yep. That doesn't tap everything down, though.
This?
Right. Thinks 5 mana is enough? Why would you do it there?
Oh, wait.
He wants to be able to untap.
これがスタップしてタップだったりして
I guess. So by waiting for upkeep,
all for
he gets to tap down 5 of Karsten's lands. Karsten gets to use them for top, but probably nothing
Whatever,
else.
I know what's going on.
This means Mori is going to get to untap, play a threat, pass the turn. Karsten doesn't get to untap, and then Mori, hopefully, he thinks, gets to attack for the win. It's tricky because he gives Karsten 3 lands during his main phase, plus any lands that Karsten might be able to play from his hand.
Right.
So it gives Karsten some mana, but not enough to really do the stuff that his deck does. It's not enough to play Yosei. It's not enough to activate Hanakami for Vengeance or Solar Survival anything. I guess that's a small enough amount of mana that Katsu can afford to give him 3 maybe 4. Frank can play Solar Survival as an instant here, but he can't get back anything that's useful with all of his business spells cost more than 4. Well, his business creatures. That's a tight little play. Like Katsu took our play and just found a way to do it even a little bit better.
So, this.
Is it really better than leaving him completely tapped?
I think so.
Possibly finding a hierarch land?
I think so. I think the play of sacking immediately is risky because you certainly have no guarantee of getting a big enough threat to attack. In most likely scenarios, you get something too expensive to play. You get North Tree or something. It's too expensive. You can't get it out that turn, and then Carson's going to get to untap before you can attack. This way, Mori
I still have mana in my pool.
gets to untap, play any creature he wants. He's also got an extra draw off his deck to potentially find that. So he increases the odds of finding the right creature and increases the number of his creatures that count as being right. Yeah, I think this play is just better.
Okay. So
I mean, it's very subtle because it's really scary to give somebody 3 lands, but he knows Carson's deck list. It's not like you're worried about anything in particular. He knows exactly what Carson's threats are, and he knows 3 mana is not really enough to hurt him. Discards Jite, Land, and Arashi.
No.
check top.
Yeah, use the lights.
So Carson has 41 points, 41 per tour points coming into this event.
41 coming in, so wow, he's playing for level 6. 20 points gets him to 61. He's clinched level 5, but 25 gets him 66. 65 is the cutoff, so that's gigantic. This win is the difference between level 5 and level 6 for Frank Carson.
Both of these players are playing for level 6.
How many does Katsu have?
40.
Same thing.
Right.
So the winner is level 6,
Well,
and the
both
loser
are
is
level
level
5.
5.
So that means they're invited to
Yeah,
the
it's
event.
$1,500 a Pro Tour, airfare to every event,
Some mana.
$250 per Grand Prix. That's awesome, but it's not as good as $2,000 and a hotel for every Pro Tour and $500 for every Grand
for
Prix.
every Grand Prix.
This one left.
I had 2 black mana left.
Yeah. Once.
He's Solar Survivaling.
Once, twice, and
Yeah, he gets to cast that Solar Survival.
Hanakami? Hey, Hanakami? Hey. Lands. Hey.
Plays a land. Declines to play Hanakami. Why not play Hanakami there?
Sounds like he has a plan.
What's in his hand? That's
Instead of
relevant. He
Putrefy.
can still play Hanakami and leave up Putrefy.
He doesn't have any black man out.
You don't attack next. Right. No, I don't.
起きないよ。起きない。起きないよねって聞いたから起きないよってこと。
I would feel something like to.
Ooh, there's Yosei. Katsura Mori has Yosei in his hand.
Yes, but Corey
Also has Hokori. Yeah, Dragon. That's the right play. Dragon! He says go. I don't think there's anything Carson can do with 5 mana to negate this. He's 1 mana short of summoning his own Yosei. I don't know that Carson has a way out. He's got to deal with Yosei. If Yosei hits him once, that's it. He's down to 5. Katsu can start to taste it. It's like, I can't figure out how you get out of this. I hope I'm not. He's like me. Like, I hope I don't miss. I'm not missing something.
Karsten's
Yeah,
looking-
Hanakami is one short of getting back Goryo's Vengeance. Oh, can he Hanakami, activate Hanakami, and play Goryo's Vengeance? Maybe that's his play. That actually has a shot if he came up with black mana, doesn't it?
He can also putrefy if he has black mana.
There's Yosei. Oh, Frank scoops. Wow, great game. Great play from Katsuhiro Mori. I think he won that by, he saw the play of saying go, giving Frank a little bit of mana because he knew it wouldn't be enough mana, and was able to time that Yosei perfectly, giving him just enough time to break through for the win. Well, we're not playing best 3 out of 5 anymore.
Now we're down to a normal 2 out of 3.
Now it is best 2 out of 3, although
All sideboarded
all
games.
sideboarded games, which has to favor Katsuhiro Mori. Woo! Wow.
So now,
Great
what-
magic.
What happens if Frank decides that he's willing to go to 1 that game?
You expect me to be able to recreate that off the
I
top
mean,
of my head?
basically, it was the risk of going to 1
Yeah.
and
Against an opponent with City Tree, among other things.
right, and using your. But then if he untaps, he has all the stuff that his deck does comes online because he gets to untap and he doesn't have to worry about it. He has no fear of Hikori.
The forums are wondering about that Seaborn Muse Yosei interaction.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Seaborn Muse. I mean, Yosei says you skip your untap step. I don't think it affected the game, but
It was gigantic. That's when he got to play Congregation from Dawn. To go get the Hokori.
he didn't have the mana available to him.
No. Seaborn Muse says untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. Yosei says target player skips his or her next untap step.
You want to see it? Or?
Anybody out there in the crowd understand this interaction? Are we getting it wrong? That was a gigantic difference in that game.
Was that the turn?
Yeah, that was the turn. He played Seaborn Muse, then untapped, played Congregation, like it was a Yosei turn, so Carson was tapped out. So he went Seaborn Muse, Congregation, to get the Hokori to lock him down. So now somebody else says Seaborn Muse says upkeep. Do you have the Oracle wording? Pull up Gatherer. I'm actually surprised Seaborn Muse would say untap step. Maybe that's what it says on the card, but Oracle is different? Our server slow as everybody slams Gatherer to get the exact wording on Seaborn Muse? I think I have Oracle on my desktop.
It's taking its time here.
I actually do have Oracle on my desktop. Oracia. It's only a 900-page document. Untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. I don't get it. I don't understand how that play happened.
I'll play.
All right, people from the crowd are finally wandering over to explain to me what I'm missing. No, people are wandering over to tell me that I'm right. That's fascinating. I don't think anybody in the room has seen it yet either.
Go back there.
All right, we'll send runners back and make sure the judges are aware this happened. I have no idea what they could possibly do to repair this state. In fact, they've actually started game 3 now. Wow. It's a very subtle interaction, but I think the players and the judges all missed it.
もうね、
I mean, I don't remember the exact time. I remember that happening, but I don't remember if that was also the term of congregation.
It definitely was.
Okay. I
No
believe you.
question. He definitely took advantage of that. He Seaboard Muse. That's how he was able to get Seaboard Muse and Hokori into play. It was otherwise he wouldn't have had time to. Oh, what did he pitching needle here? What's the pitching needle? Sensei Divining Top is the choice this time. Katsuhiro Mori.
Tuned
With
into
his
the
early
coverage
top.
and listened to your commentary.
I don't know if I'm right. I mean, he should have said Kagamaru, right? Last game would have been easy if he'd said Kagamaru.
Go. Go.
Unexciting start for Karsten.
I just can't keep thinking about that last game. I can't. That's crazy what happened.
観戦ナイトメイン、モーリスの
If I wasn't in the booth, I could go run back and see what's going on as the word gets back to the judging staff. I have no clue how they're supposed to, what they're supposed to do at this point.
We just sent a couple R&D guys back there. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the booth is sequestered from the players. I'm out here with the crowd and the big screen TV, and the players are playing about maybe 100 yards away behind a wall. A couple Wood Elves from Katsuhiro Mori here in Game 3. You know what? You know how I'm surprised missed that? Karsten. How does
Well, I'm very
Karsten miss
surprised.
that? That's why I assumed it must work. Karsten doesn't miss stuff like that.
So what is he, a guild mage? That's the last gasp. Karsten does not have a fourth land.
That's bad. His deck's very mana hungry anyway.
And there's the Jitte, and we're going to start getting...
Yeah, Katsu
Five.
Consensus. Look how fast he's moving. Look at his hands fly across there. All of a sudden, he's like, whoa, no fourth land. I can win this. I can win this in a hurry. Last game was hard.
This looks a lot like last game, actually.
Yeah, except for the whole Karsten not playing a fourth
Yeah.
land bit.
観戦選手もう18、ギフトします。
このターンセットしましたか？
このターンはセットしてます。
Brendan, can you see what how Judge Shell's memory's up to with this Seaboard News situation? You're aware of the Seaboard News mistake that you figured out?
Oh.
So last game, Mori